Works and Safety meeting for January 21st, 2021. Roll call, please. Here.
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 Any conflict of interest statements?
No, sir.
No. Approval of minutes of the meeting of December 19th, 2020.
I motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item A under correspondence. Correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Barry Tyler Jr. requesting $2,461.20 of gaming funds be allocated for maintenance on Kenwood Street from McCook Avenue to Kennedy Avenue. The request is signed by the councilperson as well as the mayor.
I motion to approve Councilman Tyler's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item B, correspondence received from T2 Utility Engineers requesting approval of working in the right-of-way on 173rd Street at Lyman Avenue, 169th Street at Lyman Avenue, Humfer Street at Lyman Avenue, 165th Street just west of Blaine Avenue, Kenwood Avenue west of Blaine Avenue, Conkey Street east of Lyman Avenue, Detroit Street east of Lyman Avenue, Highland Street east of Lyman Avenue, Waltham Street at Lyman Avenue, Carroll Street at Lyman Avenue, and Doty Street at Lyman Avenue to conduct utility conflict services for the West Lake Corridor project. Mr. Gordish?
Good morning.
Good morning.
T2 actually did a project not too long ago, went very well, took 4 days. This is to wrap it up for the train, the South Shore train, and all they are doing are, it's called daylighting, to see how deep the utilities are, say a water main, a sewer main, and so forth. No roads are going to be closed. At worst, there's going to be a lane restriction, but with two-way traffic, with a flag person if necessary, or barricades.
Okay.
I've dealt with this company, and they seem to be very good and responsive.
Okay.
So I would approve, I would recommend approval.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve
Thank you.
T2 Utility Engineers request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item C, correspondence received from Chief of Police William A. Short requesting approval of Officer Sean George being added to the traffic call-out team with pay adjustment effective January 11th, 2021. Officer Matthew Anderson being selected to perform in the capacity of a K-9 handler with pay adjustment effective January 18th, 2021, and the relinquishment of K-9 specialty pay for Officer Matthew Siegfried effective January 18th, 2021.
Make a motion to approve Chief Short's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item D, correspondence received from Ms. Sharon Soto requesting a rental registration finding on property located at 35 Doty Street be payable past the 30-day deadline. Is Ms. Soto here? Do you know anything? Nothing? Let's see. She missed her first date. She's requesting a new hearing. I believe, did we find? No, it was waived. We probably want to hear her out, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the problem might
so.
be. Okay.
Yeah.
How far out, Lynn? Does it matter?
January 28th.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to set this for a hearing on January 28th, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 6, matters from board members. Anything, gentlemen?
No, sir.
No?
No.
Okay. Number 7, matters from other department heads and/or their representatives. Mr. Button.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
Just informational purposes, it's a detour closure that I'm going to hand to the President. This is a request by NIPSCO to close Calumet Avenue just north of 141st Street, starting Tuesday for 24 hours to install a gas main. This is under the jurisdiction of the Indiana Department of Transportation. I have reviewed the detour plan and coordinated greatly with NIPSCO, NDOT, the toll road, the customer, and their contractor to make sure that we can, complete this work quickly. The fallback date will be Tuesday, the 27th, so January 26th, Tuesday. The next, if they can't deploy because of weather or what have you, they'll come in on Wednesday, the 27th. I have sent this to Lieutenant Vicari, so he is aware of the closure, and I would just ask that this be entered as a matter of record for the board to be familiar that public safety vehicles are aware of the closure. You can still use Sheffield, but we're trying to keep trucks away from that area as much as we can.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. This is just for acknowledgement, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, on that one. Oops. Any other department heads or representatives have anything?
Mr. President, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that the board had on their agenda for next week, I believe, and this is maybe a question better for Lynn, regarding those stops, or no parking issues on 149th Street. We've invited Economic Development and the Controller's Office or representative to discuss status of business license, status of
I think we pushed it
movement.
out
Okay.
2 weeks, so that'll make it
28th.
next Thursday, right?
Okay,
Yes.
great, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else, department head or representatives? Controller's office is here. Anything from the controller's office? No? Okay. Okay, let's move along into new business. Item A, demolition hearings on properties located at 1127 170th Place, 504 177th Street, 7044 Columbia Avenue, and 964 Summer Street.
Good morning, Mr. President.
morning.
We do have some demolition hearings this morning. The first one up is 1127 170th Place. This has been a long time issue for that neighborhood. It's owned by a daughter whose parents, I believe, had passed away. The owners are listed as Gregor Petrina and Luba Petrina. I can tell you that the inspector has been dealing with this property since at least 2009 with tall grass. The electric, gas, and water services have all been off for years. There's overgrowth constantly on the property. The property itself isn't in terrible shape. It's my understanding that the inspections department has been in contact with the owner and that there is a closing set for a new owner in early February, which they believe, based upon the purchaser and their experience with the purchaser, that this will hopefully result in a rehab agreement being signed. I do want to at least turn over for a minute the microphone here to Councilwoman Venez, who has been spearheading some efforts regarding this property. And she can probably also speak to the issues in her neighborhood, or in the neighborhood, about this property. So if,
Sure.
and I'm going to also provide some photos to the board. While she speaks.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Both of there's two properties, the 1127 170th Place, also 7044 Columbia. The situation is that both parents are deceased, and there's a daughter who is supposed to be, quote-unquote, maintaining the property, and that has not been going on for years. As the result, there are rodents that are infesting the neighborhood from both properties. I'm sure that the one on 170th Place is home to many, many raccoons. There's also an issue of bats in the trees that are dive bombing the neighbors when they're in their pool during the summer. But aesthetically, it just brings the neighborhood down. We've tried to make contact with the owner to no avail, and so I personally have been pushing this issue for some time. So I just wanted to let you know about the nuisance that it is to the neighborhood, and our neighbors would greatly appreciate you moving forward on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Mr. President, based on the testimony of Councilwoman Venez plus the photographs indicating the condition of the property, the worksheet presented by our inspector, we would request that the demolition order be entered. I know that Mr. Kearney is in touch with the purchasers, and he will advise them of the same. As the board knows, this is a great way to keep either current owners or future owners on notice of the city's intention regarding the property. So we would request the order be affirmed.
And this is 170th place?
Yes, it is.
Both?
Well, it's the same owners on Columbia.
Well, we're just dealing with the 170th place right
Correct.
now.
That's correct.
Okay,
They've got another.
okay.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to enter the demolition order for 1127 170th Place.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, do we want to address 7044?
Sure. You've already heard Councilwoman Venez, so we would ask that that testimony be also used for or be placed on record as it relates to this property. Same owners. I do have some photos if the board would like to look at those regarding this property.
Sure.
And we're to request that those be made part of the record. Similarly, this is the same owners as 1127 170th Place. It's been a long time issue in the neighborhood. I know the inspections department has tried for years to try to work with the property owner. Mr. Kearney has also been in touch with this, as you know, it's the same owner as 170th Place. And they've indicated that the same purchasers are purchasing this property. We believe a closing will occur in early February. However, given the long-term problems on this property, we would request that the order be affirmed. We do have good service on the owners, and I believe Mr. Kearney would confirm that he does believe the property is going to be purchased in the near future. But, you know, again, to keep kind of everybody on task, it's important to enter the order.
And we're hoping for a good end result, right? Correct. Okay.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I may, the people that are interested in buying this property are investors that have bought many other properties and have been successful in what they're doing. I'm very confident once they close on the sale that things will happen quickly, and these will be occupied for sale, owner occupied, not rentals. And so it's just a matter of time to get possession and actually get in this to start doing the work.
Okay.
They've been proven successful.
Thank you. Okay, John.
Okay, I'll make a motion to affirm the demolition order for 7044 Columbia Avenue.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 504 177th, Mr. Chen?
Yes, so just to geographically orient the board, I'm sure most of you know where this is, but this is the street that goes by the old Botanical Gardens.
Muta building?
No. So it is actually the house that sits right next to, is it Bill's Park? Is that the name of it? Rich's Park.
Rich's Park.
Okay, sorry. It's a little red house that sits actually right next to it. I'm going to give the board a couple of photos. It's
Okay.
in poor condition and unsightly, and if you're traveling on Harrison right past the highway, it's kind of the first thing you see. The rest of the block is actually in pretty good shape. A lot of folks keep their homes up very nicely there, and this is an eyesore on that block. Mr. Kearney's also indicated that he's heard that there's a purchaser for this property, which is great. We always want him to be rehabbed. But given the condition, we'd like to keep the ball rolling and request that the board affirm the order by the building commissioner and the inspections department, and we do have good notice.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to affirm the demolition order for 504 177th Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And lastly, what do we got? 964 Summer Street?
Yes, I could present the board with some photos of this while I'm speaking. So this is a property owned by Mrs. Majewski. We're unsure if she lives there or not lives there. It's the rear house. Water's been off for years. I did receive a call from an attorney, Andy Yoder, who wanted me to know that he thought that she did live there. There's been some report from the inspector that he's not sure if she lives there. She has other properties in the block. And so we're investigating that part of it. This is the rear house. I'm not sure if anybody's here on that property today. Okay. It's in poor condition. We would request that the order be affirmed given its condition. We will, however, do some further investigation regarding whether Mrs. Majewski, who does have an illness, a significant illness, I've seen a letter from her physician at University of Chicago. We'll see if this is an issue, and of course, we'll work with her if she is residing there. And I'm sure Mr. Kearney will send his inspector out to kind of take a look.
Okay.
All right?
Sure.
But we'd request the order be affirmed. We do have good notice.
Okay.
Okay. I make a motion to affirm the demolition order for 964 Summer Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item B under new business, change order number 1 received from Gary Up Construction with an increase of $74,591 for replacement of deteriorated utilities found during construction in the Hammond COVID-19 Strategies Project. Mr. Button.
Good morning again. I guess I might have wrote my letter wrong. It's actually change order number 2. This is
Your letter was right.
Okay. So,
My bad. I read it wrong.
this is obviously when you're working on an old building, as we have here, we find things that we don't expect, and so there's been some increased cost relative to trying to bring the building back up to code-related issues and make some improvements in the water system and other matters. And so this money is being used through the CARES distribution by the state. I've reviewed this with the city controller, and there is sufficient funds available to make this these change orders be completed. And I just would recommend approval of change order number 2 to Gary Up Construction, and would answer any questions the board might have.
Ms. Perez, any questions for Mr. Button?
That's an exact presentation.
Good. Thank you. Good. You good?
No, very exact. I'll make a motion to approve change order number 2 for Gary Up Construction.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
I like the exactness of that. Item C, contract for City Hall elevator services with Suburban Elevator.
Thank you. Yes, this is a long time coming. We are switching our elevator service company, thankfully. We were in a long-term contract with the old one that made it very difficult to make any sort of headway on the elevator. And so we solicited quotes from Suburban Elevator, and they are certainly responsive and responsible. And it's an annual contract versus a 5-year contract. We meet with them directly and determine what sort of spare parts we need to have on hand to try to keep the elevator running, both elevators running regularly. It's, I believe it's in the amount of about $27,000 annually, if I remember correctly. And this will be funded through the engineering department's normal annual budget. Council has reviewed the document. We made all the corrective changes and would ask for your blessing.
Yeah, there's it's a monthly fee. I don't know if there's anything on top of the monthly. Is that right, Dean?
No, other than break fix.
Right.
maintenance.
So we felt that it could be quoted over the phone. We did that, and that's the way it came to you.
$10,800 sound right? Annually? Annually?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Payable quarterly, 10,008 annually,
Yep.
payable quarterly.
Thank you.
That's correct. So it's about, I think it's like $928 a month or something like that. And that was the reason why, because it was under the $15,000 threshold, our city engineer was able to make a phone call and get a quote and do it that way.
Okay, thank you.
So I will make a motion to approve the contract with Suburban Elevator.
I second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item D, request for advertising dates of January 28th, 2021 and February 4th, 2021, with a bid opening date of February 18th, 2021 for the 2021 Hammond Community Crossing Project, HMA milling and resurfacing, Sibley Street from Holman Avenue to Soul Avenue, and 169th Street from Kennedy Avenue to Indianapolis Boulevard. Mr. Button.
Yes, sir. Thank you again. As stated in the agenda, this is the community crossings money. It's a 50-50 grant from the state using motor vehicle highway tax funding that we applied for on the second half of 2020, received funding. So we basically achieved our goal of getting about $1 million from the state to offset some of our road resurfacing projects. This has a really tight time schedule based upon the state's requirements, and so we've already engaged the engineer to do both design and construction engineering. We are on the verge of going to bid, and we would ask for your permission to advertise starting next Thursday, with a bid opening on February 18th.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the advertising dates and also the opening bid date.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you again.
Thank you. Item E, disposal authorization submitted for approval.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the disposal authorizations.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item F, notice of violation hearing on property located at 4842-44 Ash Avenue.
Morning, Board.
Morning.
Inspector Castro, who is covering this case, is not here at this time, so we're requesting that this case be set out 3 weeks until he returns so he can present the findings.
Till February 11th.
That would work.
Okay. Okay, I'll make a motion to set that for hearing on February 11th, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you. Item G, notice of violation hearing on property located at 7220 Parish Avenue. Okay. Is the owner here by chance? Do we know?
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
morning.
On April 29th, 2019, the Inspections Department performed an initial interior inspection and came across a second-floor unit that is not permitted and unsafe, and we're seeking the removal of that unit. We performed extensive permit research on the property and found that there were never any permits pulled to create that second floor
When I
unit.
bought it, it was there, and I've been registering it for 30 years with you guys. Right? Not like you didn't know it was there.
The fact that the property's been registered for however length of time doesn't justify or prove the fact that the property is legally converted into a two-unit. There's a single-family home that was cut up into a second unit. He's registering the property, there's no inspection time that you register. We come across these properties where situations arise that it comes to our attention. We notice that there's a second unit, then we call for the inspection. Verify that. We have the permit research back from 1923, and all the ledgers, and all electronics. Check to see if there's anything, any type of permit that was requested to convert to a second unit. If there was a permit, we wouldn't be here.
I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I bought the place that way as a 3-unit. I mean, you can look at the pictures, it's not like I cut that up. That's been like that for who knows how long. I mean, it's got its own electric meter, its own gas meter, its own furnace. I mean, would NIPSCO have even put the gas meter and the electric meter in there without some kind of permit? I don't think so.
Yes, they would.
They would.
Yes, they
Well,
would.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to do with it?
and-
It's like, these guys, you know, I don't know. I told them I'd bring it up to code or whatever, but they seem to have an agenda when they came in there. You know, I really don't know what to do, you know, so I'm here, I don't know.
We're in-
What I'm supposed to do with it?
Well, I think code enforcement is, they're trying to make sure that it's a safe unit from a public safety, fire safety standpoint for whomever is staying there.
I told them at the time I would do whatever I need to do, and they just kind of left me, oh, that's a lot of money. I mean, they're real nice in here, but they were not nice to me when they came in there. You guys remember the day?
I remember specifically, yes, and I don't,
Remember what you guys said? And I said, what are you taking a picture of? Well, it'll be in the report. I said, when am I gonna get the report? About 2 weeks. It took a year and a half. I've been down here numerous times asking for the report. So I guess I pissed you guys off, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I was,
as the board knows, I've been in a situation many times, so I don't get upset on the situations. The facts have proven that it's an illegal cut-up, that it's unsafe to be occupied as a second unit. Anything that he wants to do to make it a safe, single-family home, we will jump through hoops to get to that point. I'm sorry if you thought I was not nice when I was doing the inspection, but it is, I think we had a great conversation.
the first appointment we had, I had to cancel because I work nights. And then when you guys rescheduled, I said I couldn't do it, and then I think eventually you guys canceled. I mean, so then when my daughter came here with stickers, you guys were working to give her the stickers, and then I actually called you guys up and we set up a date, that's when you guys came. I'm just trying not to lose the property. I bought it in 1987, I mean, for 50-something thousand, I refinanced it, I had to do the divorce. I mean, am I supposed to sell it now to one of these? I'm getting hundreds of things, text messages, you know, emails from people wanting to buy it, these so-called investors that you talked about. Am I supposed to just sell it now for $30,000 or something, you know? I mean, I bought that as an investment. It's like, how long you had? Well, you had, look at this way, you had a good run, you know? I mean, that was part of factoring in my retirement. So I don't really know what to do, so.
So we don't have a game plan going forward in regards.
Converting it back to the single-family home that it was created as. That would be what needs to be done.
So there were 2 units that were created out of,
Second floor, first floor, second floor is another apartment.
I see.
And then the third unit is an apartment in the back. There's no qualms over that.
Is that one legit or no?
Yes,
That one
So it's
is.
the bottom.
the main floor and the second floor
I
was
mean,
also,
I would be more than happy to work with them, but I mean, I didn't even know what I'm walking into here. I'm new to this, so I'm trying to call lawyers. I called 20 lawyers, nobody called me back.
Well, it sounds like instead of it being a 3-unit, for legal purposes, it needs to be a 2-unit. It needs to be a 2-unit.
I would be more than willing to work to do whatever, so, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's got its own furnace, it's separate electric to convert that. I don't
And
have no clue what, you know what I mean?
and in no sense in trying to be in an argumentative way. It happens all the time. Work gets done inside a house that there's no permits for. It's there, no doubt. It was never permitted. So we don't know who put it in. We don't know when it was put in. I'm not accusing this gentleman of creating this situation at all. But the first conversation we had sent that inspection, I'll work with him in any way, making that a safe, single-family home. Whatever we need to do. Is there a cost in that? Certainly.
So going forward, what would you suggest? You going to reach out to the gentleman here, schedule an inspection generally, right? And
I
give
would-
him an idea what needs to be done to conform to the 2-unit?
I would suggest getting a hold of some contractors, letting them come in and see what it would take to convert it back to the single-family home that it was, and estimates on that, and we go from there. Converting it back to a single furnace, or you can still have 2 furnaces, just can't have that second unit. Can't be separated. Kitchen. Water, gas would have to be disconnected at the source, so that in the future, if he does sell it, someone doesn't come and say, well, look, I got a 2-unit now.
Well, if I, You said I have to disconnect the gas at the source?
Right.
What about the furnace up there? If I disconnect the gas at the source, I can't close the furnace.
Speaking of gas, for the kitchen, And we'll send for the water,
For what?
for the water for the kitchen.
Water for the kitchen? That's basically coming from the bottom anyway.
And that's where they have to disconnect. Instead of just disconnecting in the wall from the sink.
Well, it's got a tub and a toilet and everything up there.
And I don't, as my memory suits me, I don't think there's any quarrels about the second bathroom.
Well, if I
That's something
disconnect
we
the
talked
water,
Give him some kind of time for
toilet,
that to
the
do
tub and the sink.
Water for the sink in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll be glad to speak with you about this.
These two are-
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to be cool about it. I mean,
Me
I've
too.
been asking case for 2 months, I didn't sleep over this.
I think we'll be able to go forward. It's unoccupied, right?
The upstairs has been open for 2 years.
And that's,
Ever
I
since
mean,
before you guys
yeah,
got there.
right,
Yeah.
right. You just keep it unoccupied.
Yeah,
We'll work whatever we
you
have
come
to
look
do.
at it anytime you want.
We'll get to the point where we can get some contractors, give you estimates what it's gonna take to
All right, well, I
reconvert.
would think that would be cool.
So we just want to push this out for some status,
Let's go, if you don't mind, let's go 2 months,
60 days?
and then we'll see at that point.
Are these hearings always at 9 a.m.?
Yes.
Yes.
March,
Normally I work till 2 a.m. and they would have been at 5.
March 18th.
Whole problem we got.
As long as we,
March 18th, is that okay?
do me a favor, email me, let me know, as long as we're conversing, we're talking with contractors be out there. If we get to the point, okay, we're still getting estimates or whatever
But this has
we're
to
at.
be one of the contractors that you guys author.
No, well, they're
Licensed
licensed
with the
with the city.
city.
There's
There's numerous.
I don't even know where to begin. I mean.
We'll get you a list.
I have about 2 hours by the time I wake up and go to work to get anything
gonna-
done. It's
okay.
impossible.
Kelly, I'm gonna,
Well, I didn't mean to be a.
That's all right, no, we're all right. Trust me.
So we're
60 days
going,
out.
we're going to set this out for 60 days, which will be roughly March the 18th.
March 18th.
March 18th. And in the interim, obviously, you guys will communicate and
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
get a
give you a
better
call.
understanding of what's expected of him and to bring it into compliance. Okay.
okay. So my motion is to set this for status for March 18th, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Board.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, we'll give that back to them when we're done.
You know, the list of contractors.
Item H, notice of violation hearing on property located at 4238 Dearborn Avenue.
Hello, Board.
Morning. The Gomez's? They here? Gomez's? Yeah. Oh. you know.
So, afternoon, Board. Upon inspection of the property performed on 12/11 of 2020, we came to find that there is
Hey,
a...
guys, just wait 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
Per the inspection performed on 12/11 of 2020, we come to find there was a basement apartment occupied by the owner's mother, but the apartment does not meet minimum code requirement to be a unit, set less than 7-foot ceilings measured at 6'8", lack of egress windows, and no proper fire separation. But it is, all people living in this property are the owner's family members, so at this time, we're asking a deed restriction be placed on the property. So then in turn, if the property changes hands, then they'll know the unit will have to be removed. It does not need to be removed by the owner at this time.
Are you understanding and agreement with this, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. You good, boss?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion to put a deed restriction on the property located at 4238 Dearborn Avenue, as described by him today.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay. Item I, right-of-way permit submitted for approval. Good, thumbs up twice, okay.
Make a motion to approve the right-of-way permit?
I second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item J had previously been taken care of under new business on item A, correct, Lynn? Okay. So we're gonna, item J has been done. Item K, request for rental registration hearing.
Make a motion to set that rental registration hearing to March 4th, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. What the heck is this? Oh, that must be, oh, that's the hearing, right? Must be, yeah, okay, duh. Okay, old business, I see none. The meeting's open to the public. Does anyone in the public like to speak? We got anything to say? Going once, going twice? Okay,
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.